hash. And so I broke off a bunch of that and filled the rest of the bowl with it. I was fucked rest of the day, dude.
Yeah,
Dude, I was just gone. All right, how's it going, everybody? We have Dalton with us. So, okay, so you're going to have to pronounce that for me because I still can't pronounce it.
It's Ashman.
Ashman.
Yep.
Ashman. I'm not going to say how I go to pronounce it because when I go to pronounce it, I'm just like, yeah, that's not a good word to say.
I can see how it could be misinterpreted.
Yeah. But how's your day been?
Good, man. Thanks for having me back on.
Hey, dude, I was so glad that you reached out to come back on.
Yeah, it was coming up on that 6-month mark.
Yeah. 6-month mark for the show, and
Yeah.
I mean, you're at a year now for selling insurance, aren't you?
Ooh, it'll be the beginning of, like, the 1st of May.
The 1st of May?
Yeah,
I just remembered you had said that you'd started at the beginning of last year.
Yeah, so I mean,
start.
I started training
Mm-hmm.
and studying for the exams.
Wait, there's an exam to sell insurance?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of studying. You have to take a state exam and a state laws course.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and selling insurance, you can't just walk in and start.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, that's news to me, man.
Yep. There's a test for life insurance and your Series 63 and Series 6. There's just about every line has its own test that you have to pass.
Jesus. So how many do you have done?
Just my property and casualty.
Oh, okay.
That's like home, auto.
Right. Are you going to work on any other ones?
Yeah. I just, for my life, I just got to go take my test. So.
Well, that's crazy, dude. I didn't know you had to take tests for that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I figured you could just watch a YouTube tutorial and do it. Oh, no, Shan. Not everything in life is a YouTube tutorial.
No. So, yeah, I started that end of February, I think. And then my actual license came April 30th.
Oh, let me get some shares out really quick. My bad.
Oh, jeez. What are you doing?
All right, so you're telling me a story. That's what had gotten me into that whole hash bowl story. How about we talk about that keef bowl that destroyed you the other day?
Oh. Yeah, we were just needed a quick fix. So I decided to use a whole
how's it going, Betty?
A whole bowl of keef. But I see you've been busy with people on here too.
Oh yeah, dude, we've had a lot of shows.
Yeah.
It's been slow coming into the beginning of the year because, well, actually, speaking of,
I think everything's slow.
I keep forgetting this, and I literally went live the other day and didn't even mention it. But so this is our first show after a 1-year mark.
Oh really?
Yeah, Montana Minutes turned 1 year on January 22nd.
Congrats.
Thank you. I keep forgetting about it, and it blows my mind, dude. Like, I did not think it was gonna last a year and that we would have had this many guests on by now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, definitely.
I definitely you can feel that on a level too, because yeah, I think when you're starting something out and really devoting most of your time to it,
right,
it flies by so fast.
It does,
because you're really just focused on, how to keep growing, where the next edge is that you can get. So I definitely understand that. I was thinking about that today too. So I've been doing that like 8-9 months now, which is crazy. So
yeah, so it's been 6 months since you were here. What's happened in the last 6 months, dude?
Lots of growth, thankfully. Lots of growth. I actually took a little western Montana trip in October, and I took 3 days, and I went from here, left here in the morning, went through Helena, and stopped at 8 dispensaries there.
Damn.
And then from Helena, I drove to Kalispell, and then that next day, I did all of Kalispell, hit 33 dispensaries up there.
Jesus, dude.
And then I woke up the next morning and shot down to Missoula and did 32 down there, and then hit another 8 in between, Flathead and Missoula. Then the next day woke up and went through Butte and hit a few places there. So it was a good trip. I hit 72 locations in that trip.
Jesus, dude.
It was nice. I got to see a lot of beautiful country before the roads got too bad.
Oh, did you stop traveling once the roads got bad?
Yeah, but as the roads got bad, I was thankfully staying pretty busy with, people calling.
Right.
Because, the driving and going up there, was it was one of those things where I'm like, I'm probably not going to have any immediate success out of this.
Right.
But I can tell that putting in this work right now is going to lead to something. And now I think I've had 6 people reach out from just me leaving info on my trips or getting referred.
Right. So the last time we had talked, you had 5 going on 6 clients. How many have you picked up?
We're at 9, 10. So
It's pretty good
doubled.
progress in 6 months.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have had it. I mean, it still blows my mind when people call me and they say that they had reached out to people and they got no responses and they've been waiting for a month for a quote.
Right.
Or in one case, somebody said that as soon as they found out they did cultivating, that they wouldn't cover them, and so it's every day. I just am more and more,
right,
just blown away by how many people just get turned down.
Right. Well, it's a pretty interesting field. Like we had talked about before, I mean, most people don't think about insurance when they're thinking about cannabis cultivation.
Yeah, I mean, because people still kind of think it's crazy that I can actually cover the crop itself.
Yeah, and that was going to be one of my questions. Like you say, it's seed to harvest. Well, how do you cover the seed? Because I mean, when I'm germinating, dude, like I'll lose fucking like half my seeds. Well, it's a 50-50 chance if I pop.
Yeah. So.
Damn cats. At least it's the cats and not a ghost.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know if somebody was breaking this door down or that one.
Oh, that would have been rough if somebody had kicked that door in.
Yeah, rough for them. But
I definitely agree with you on that.
No, so when you insure seeds, clones, mothers, that kind of thing, it's going to be kind of under a property. So there's going to be exclusions for, stuff like pesticides, like if you over-applicate, or there's going to be stuff from mold.
Right.
But typically you're insuring against, if you had a roof collapse or...
Oh, okay.
Or some type of crime. There is some bacteria coverage, some...
so if the seed don't germinate, well, guess what? That sucks on you.
Yeah, because a lot of it is really how are you managing to take care of these.
Mm-hmm.
So... it's getting a little bit easier to insure outdoor. I'm getting a little more
That
options.
was going to be another one of my questions was outdoor, because the last time you were on, you said that there was no coverage on outdoor yet.
I mean, I didn't have it, but
okay.
because, some, and a lot of them still are really hesitant about the crop coverage, especially here in Montana, with the storms that we get and the
Right.
hail. So a lot of them still want you to still have a indoor grow. They want all LED lights, which is smart. But then they want to know
Is that to prevent against fires?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fire protection.
I
And
mean,
efficiency,
LEDs are
too.
nice, they're efficient, but nothing is like the old school HPS metal hylids.
Yeah, I mean, I can still
No
cover
wonder
'em.
he's getting rid of all those. He's not allowed to grow with them.
So, I can still kind of cover them, but there is going to be some things that the carrier would like put in place. So,
Right.
obviously, at that point, they would really want an automatic fire alarm. They would want some type of fire suppression system.
Mm-hmm.
So, sprinklers, that type of thing. And then,
I feel like regardless, you need that.
yeah, it's smart to have that. Definitely, both of them. So, I always say the better your chances of getting coverage is to have LEDs.
Yeah.
Because I can insure the LED by themselves too.
Well, I mean, and they're more efficient. If you're doing large scale like industrial grows, it's just more efficient to go with LEDs, 100%.
Yeah, unless you want a huge electric bill.
Yeah, ginormous electric bill, because not only are you running a bunch of high pressure sodium or metal hylids, you also got to run all the fanning to keep those cool,
Yep.
and then you got to cool the room because man, those fuckers get hot.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, I mean, you felt that room when you walked in, and that door had been open for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know those
It's-
rooms can get pretty toasty.
So did you get to go and do a bunch of different kinds of grows while you're traveling?
Not really. Because thankfully with modern day technology and with access to a lot of building information that I have, there's not too much of a need for me to go to the physical location to, like, say, take pictures or stuff
Right.
like that. I do still like to, at least hand deliver policies afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
or go see my customers face to face. So I'll usually see grows and some pretty cool stuff, or like doing that. But
I was gonna say, if you're not seeing any of it, then man, you're missing out.
yeah,
I
no,
can just live in my grow room. I love it in there.
yeah, no, I get to see some cool stuff and meet a lot of good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was able to actually go to this year's MTCIA meeting up in Butte.
Oh, the one that just happened recently?
Oh
Oh wait, no, that one was in
the
Helena.
Yeah, that was the
Hey,
Helena.
you're moving the mic.
It
or the
was
headsets.
this one was beginning of December, I think. Yeah. But one of my customers is a member and actually invited me up there as a guest.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so it was really nice to I gained so much information
Oh, I bet.
about just it was good to see.
I would love to get to go up there, and I know exactly which client you're talking about, and I know he'd never invite me.
But he was, yeah, it was great opportunity to learn more about kind of what my customers themselves are facing in their business.
Right.
And it was nice too, because I got to learn what the state requirements were for, like, say, security systems. So I know exactly what is required from the state in order to operate, as far as licensing, the security systems, all that good stuff. So
I'm sure those security systems have to be pretty high tech.
well, not too high tech, but you have to be able to protect your business just like anything else.
Yeah.
And especially in a high risk business like this, you need to be able to at least figure out who stole your stuff.
Right. When it comes to covering dispensaries, do you guys cover against like scams? So like say an employee were to fall for so on the Cannabis Control Division site, they have a warning about crypto scams. Say one of your employees fell for one of these said crypto scams. Do you guys cover that?
So that would probably be under cyber liability, and I haven't done a whole lot with that. I've been kind of asking. I'm good for right now. I've been asking around carriers to kind of see what they have for options as far as more digital equipment these days, and what it would cover. I'm not too entirely sure on, an employee falling for something like that. I mean, I know there's coverage for, like, employee dishonesty. If they were to steal money out of the till or stuff like that. But I'm interested to look in on that.
That would be a interesting one to look in on.
Yeah.
Cause I know a lot of dispensaries get hit with that, and sometimes you just can't help stupid when it comes to it.
Explain it a little more.
Okay, so can you pull up the website? Here, I'll do it the right way. Finesse, can you get that? So there is a crypto scam where they'll call and pretend to be somebody related to the business owner or somebody in upper management of the dispensary and tell them to basically break into the safe. Okay, so the caller identifies themselves as management and convinces an employee to remove all cash from tills or safes. Finesse, not finessing. Tills or safes. Some have been instructed to break into the safe in order to deposit the money into a cryptocurrency ATM. Please be aware the caller may spoof management's phone numbers. Please remind all staff they could be directly targeted. The CCD recommends creating policies and SOPs regarding cash handling and safety protocols.
Perfect. Okay, so that last bit is just what I was about to get into. So when I'm filling applications out and I'm talking to carriers, there's an accord that I fill out for every line of business, and it's just a document to gain every little piece of bit of information that we can about either the product or the building, whatever. And in the security questions, every single time is there a former safety program in place to not only prevent injury.
Is that what SOP stands for?
Yeah, so it's safety operation procedure.
Protocol or procedure? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Planned procedure, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's also a question that says, are employees allowed to access the safe for any reason, access bank accounts for any reason, or handle money outside of the till? And if that is a yes, then they want to know exactly who is doing it, why they're doing it. They want reasons for they're doing it, and then they want security measures for you tracking them. They want like a witness with that person every single time. There's not one person is at the safe at one given time. So for business owners, I would say that your best bet to defend against this is either you be the only one that handles money, and I get it, there's often times where that is not.
Well, some of these, when they call, they'll give them a code that will override the code to the safe.
Right. Well, what I'm getting at is there needs to be a strict and clear program in place to where
Right.
the employees know that they are not allowed to be anywhere near the safe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand.
They know that the safe is a no-go place. So their immediate response in getting these calls should be to immediately hang up and let their boss know.
Right.
And so I think that is probably the best way to stop that is to give your employees a very clear instruction
Right.
about you are not to handle any money in the safe except for me and the people that I know about that I'm not going to tell you, right? Only keep it between a few people. But yeah, that's
Right.
and I don't know if there's going to be, that's probably going to fall under employee liability as well, but I'll have to look into that because maybe not, I know not everybody's going to hear that message right away, and so just something to be aware of.
Right.
The best way to stop that kind of stuff is to make sure that there's limited chances for it to even start. So
Right.
that would be my best advice.
Sounds like pretty solid advice to me.
Yep, start there.
So, over the last 9 months, what new obstacles have you found with selling insurance?
I would say the biggest obstacle is maintaining the drive and the feeling that I feel after getting somebody their coverage or when somebody calls, because there's in the beginning of the year is always freaking slow for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned to have a little more patience. But sometimes I'll have a week where it's non-stop work, it's non-stop calls, I'm quoting every day, I'm adding stuff. But then there's also like weeks where I'm like, maybe a few emails come in updating on some policies, hasn't gone through yet, we're waiting on this. And so the biggest thing that I found is maintaining that same not the same drive, because I always have that, but it's like, what am I gonna do now? What can I do next to try to keep this momentum going? But it's always it never fails. Once I start feeling like, man, what am I gonna do next? Like how, it's too early to send out more letters.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen everybody in town. The roads are kind of crap, and so, but it never fails. I'll always, as soon as I start feeling that, I'll get somebody calls, and then I start working on one, and then another person calls, and then all of a sudden I have the next week and a half of work lined out. And so I think it's just the biggest thing that I've faced is just the patience.
Right.
I have some really...
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah. Over the last few months, I have built up an amazing team of, Jason and our brokers. And, now I'm a preferred agent through Cannabis, through our brokerage now, who's, a global company. So it's good to have them on my back, because there's one time that I can say that I was at the office and at about midnight because I had to get this policy done, and it was a matter of a business starting operations or having to wait, another month or so.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so it was like, hey, this needs to happen before, noon, 1 o'clock. And that night I stayed up I was in the office till 11:45, but my broker was up and my underwriter was up with me. One's in Florida working from home,
Oh Jesus,
and
so that's
one's
like
in
fucking 2, 3 in the morning.
yeah, and one's in Michigan, and it was really good to have that team built up with me that was like, you know what, we're with you. We're gonna stay up with you. We're gonna get this done. Because I don't know, a lot of insurance companies, agents that will work together
Right.
both with that same drive of we're gonna get this done.
Right.
So it's been very blessed to have the team that I do behind me. Because it's not just me filling out paperwork, because I don't know everything, but the broker has a lot more knowledge and a lot more access to that knowledge. So I got questions, they answer, they help me. 3 o'clock in the morning, I make sure I send them a gift basket.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
That's awesome.
so it's been good. It's been good, and I really hope that we can keep this momentum and just been rewarding as well.
Right.
So
So you had mentioned last time that you had a lab as a client. Have you picked up any other kind of businesses? Because I didn't even think about a lab being covered.
yeah,
So that makes you think like an extract facility or a bakery, places like that.
so I wouldn't say most of them, but a lot of the dispensaries that I cover, I'm also covering their cultivation facility that
Mm-hmm.
is not isn't open for the public, so you
Right.
wouldn't know about it. And then also like their uh, manufacturing too. So a lot of the times they have all three license, and so um, with the cultivation license, I can cover your crops, and then if you're doing extraction, then I just need a manufacturing license, and they just want to know what kind of extraction, whether it's non-combustible or combustible, and then obviously if it's combustible, there's some more questions that
Right.
I gotta ask, about fire extinguishers and stuff like that. Usually easy stuff that's very logical,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so I would say probably 70% of the dispensaries that I cover. I also
Okay.
cover at least, you know, their cultivation or all three.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah. So and there's only like 3 labs in the state.
Mhm.
So, it's that one, it's not as many, but I have a couple that are just cultivators too.
Right.
So
Oh, Finesse wanted me to ask you, how has your approach to insurance changed since you were last on?
mostly, like I said, is just more patience. Um, I can definitely get to where I want it. I wish that the world worked on weekends sometimes,
Mm.
because my drive doesn't stop just because Friday night ends. So
Yeah,
I'm
I feel
probably
you on
gonna
that.
be working tomorrow doing research about this crypto stuff tomorrow, and so my biggest thing is patience with finding coverages, because like I said, the team behind me is also working hard behind the scenes to help me out too. So, you know, patience and just different ways of doing stuff.
Right.
Finding. I used to have like 5 different applications that I had to pick which one. Like, okay, this is gonna be best for this option, but it would come out to be the carrier that would accept coverage wasn't even that one, so I'd have to fill out their application, and a lot of the times the questions aren't the same, and so it would be more back and forth questions. And so it wasn't until like November to where I had gotten enough experience with it that I just made my own application. And I just took all the questions that I know that they were going to need and just put it all into just like 3 pages to make it super simple. And then it's worked really well so far.
Well, that's good.
A lot easier. And then, one of my carriers with Burns and Wilcox, they did name me as a partner with them. So I do have direct access to one of those carriers. So that's also been a big change, is being able to get policies out, that day sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a game changer.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that that's going to happen every time because,
right,
like I said, there's a whole team working with me, and so not everybody moves on my
So
pace.
now, when you're not a partner, what are you called?
Well, I mean, so just being a preferred partner just means that they prefer to do business with me.
Oh, okay.
That I've shown that I'm deserving of their services, to where instead of having to send an application out and wait a couple days for a bunch of different carriers to send me back quotes, I can now just jump into my portal and create a quote right then and there, kind of like I can do with farmers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's been super nice because they oftentimes provide coverages where some of them won't. They're willing to take on a little bit more risks. There's some things that they don't do, which sucks. I really wish they did.
Like what?
They don't do work comp. I only have a couple options for that because work comp is like we were talking about earlier, is
I was gonna
kind of tricky.
Bring that up some.
Yeah, work comp can be kind of tricky, and it's just because there's a lot more. I forgot the word I was gonna use, but there's a lot more information needed. It's it's rated off of payroll and it's reporting, so it's really wise to make sure it doesn't lapse, make sure it doesn't have any open claims or stuff like that. But most of the time it's going to end up going through the state fund. I wouldn't say most of the time, just a lot of the time, just because it's still Montana, still wide open. So
right.
Some carriers aren't willing to do it, and they want you to be in business, and show that you can run a business type stuff. So just lots of different
it's crazy because first of all, like I said, I never even thought of insurance until I had you on the show the first time.
Yeah.
And then you come back here with workman's comp insurance, and I'm like, what the fuck does a dispensary need workman's comp for? And like, I totally understand every business needs workman's comp, but it's like, what are you gonna do while growing weed to need workman's comp? But then you go and lift a 50-pound bag of frozen soil that's all of a sudden 100 pounds, and it's like, I totally understand it.
Well, and I'll tell you firsthand, like when I was in high school, I had a work comp injury claim. And, granted it was moving an air compressor at Tractor Supply, but you'd be surprised on how hurt you can get in even an office setting.
Yeah.
Slip and falls, so even for like liability, just like on your outside of your business on your sidewalk or even inside, like the average slip and fall is anywhere from like, according to the CDC, now I'm not just pulling this out of my rear, right? It's $30,000 to $40,000 is the average slip and fall claim amount, and that's just slip and fall, right? So imagine if you add now like elderly person slips and falls. Now you got hip surgery. Now it's like that just quadrupled that price, and so it's crazy what can happen. So, and that's the whole point of insurance is, you know, to prepare to have coverage and protection for even the most insane things.
Right.
Because the most insane things have happened. Like, you know, working for farmers, like, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two, right? Like, that's the slogan. And so, it's true, though, you know. Insurance is just to protect you from sometimes the inevitable.
Right.
So,
I mean, the inevitable could be a slip and fall, or like California, all of a sudden your entire state's burning down.
yeah, let's not even get into that because there's a, you know.
I'm sure. Oh yeah, the whole I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, it's just not the place to discuss it.
Yeah.
Go watch somebody else's podcast on it.
So you're saying you moved your house recently?
Yeah, I just moved up closer to the office.
Hey, that always makes life easier.
Yeah, I went from a 38-minute drive to a minute and a half. So
that's not just moved a little closer to the office. That's moved like, dude, you moved next door compared to fucking where you were.
Yeah, no, it's super nice because I don't like working at home because at my office we have a secure network, and so like it's an encrypted Wi-Fi. So, you know, and with my computers, like, they've got all this top-notch security on them. So it could be like a Sunday afternoon or like 9 o'clock at night, and somebody needs something. You know, if it's not like personal information, they can send an email. I can do that, but most of the time I like to be in the office so that way I can make sure everything is protected. Because
right,
just like these cyber scams, dude, you'd be surprised on how many, you know, just cyber stuff happens to insurance places.
Dude, I'm sure. Like,
yeah,
it's getting bad.
Yeah. So the being close has been nice, especially the gas money I've saved.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it was almost a 68-mile journey every day back and forth to work, and I was like, God, it was getting rough.
I used to have to drive up to Big Sky and back. So I drive up there on Mondays and drive back on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that, bro. It was the worst.
It's a long drive.
Yeah, I'd drive up there to do fucking sighting.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm good.
It was cold.
Yeah.
Very cold.
You and me are too small for the outside stuff in the winter.
See, he agrees with me. There's some small people that are like, nah, bro. I'm just going to hang outside. No. It's cold, but I don't care. Like, no, dude, I'll freeze to death.
Yeah.
There's not enough layers in the world to keep me warm when it's cold.
There's a point where pride and survival part ways.
I like this guy. I'm with him on that. That point is where you walk out into a yard and all of a sudden you drop down and there's snow up to your chest.
I mean, I don't mind the snow, but like, what was it, like week and a half ago? Those negative, week ago that those negatives
sucked. I remember last year when we hit that like negative 30 whatever.
Oh, I was
plowing snow during that shit.
I think it was the first year that I was down in Arizona. I had flown back, and I distinctly remember this because it was such a crazy difference. I couldn't believe it at first, but I left the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport at like 11 o'clock in the afternoon. It was 73 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I landed in Montana, it was negative 31. That's 100.
Can you just turn this airplane right the fuck around?
Think about that. That's 100-degree difference.
Oh my god, bro.
That I was like, there's no fucking way.
How do you even walk outside with that kind of temperature change?
And it was while they were doing that new terminal, so you still had to walk through like that covered awning. canvas
Oh,
tunnel.
dude.
You remember that?
No, but
Well,
I
some
can
people might
picture what
remember
you're
it.
talking about.
Yeah. So if you landed, it was basically a bunch of the those portable carports.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
put
exactly
the
what I was
poles,
thinking.
the poles with the canvas. It was like 50 of them.
Did they at least have the sidewalls?
They had the sidewalls, yeah, and they had like some.
But it's still cold.
Yeah, dude, they're not like sewn together seams like some of they're held together by bungee cords.
Ice Dogs is next. She will be a name to remember. Welcome to MT, my friend. Glacier Genetics is a breeder out of, I believe it's Kalispell.
Oh, I've stopped by their. I think I stopped by their place.
Really?
Yeah.
What's up, Brittany? I had just seen Brittany over at As Above a little bit ago when I picked up all this.
Oh, what's up? What'd you get?
This dab was, that's not the dab one. Dalai Lama. And then the flower we were smoking was modified grapes.
Oh, nice. Their lemon Larry was really good.
Oh, dude, everything they have is super fire.
Yeah.
Like, their in-house flowers, just amazing. Steve does such a good job.
Oh yeah, they do great over there. Shout out As Above, they're one of my customers. Happy to have
Steve
them.
told me he'd teach me how to grow like that, but I just feel like that's like stealing knowledge from him, and it's like, dude, I've got to pay you for that knowledge. Like,
That's just respect for him.
yeah, he grows such immaculate weed.
Yeah. I've talked to Steve a couple times. He definitely knows what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Way past my understanding.
Oh yeah, same here. We've had him on the show, but he knows way more about growing than I could ever imagine. Like, he gets deep down into the living soil and all that,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
that stuff just gets complicated because you got to keep the soil alive.
Yeah, my dad's, my parents and my family have owned a landscaping business for like over 30 years.
Yeah.
And so my dad's got pretty good knowledge in soil and whatnot. And a few years ago, he took up growing, and it's now just turned into like his mad scientist project.
Well, bro, you don't just take up growing. Like,
It-
so people
it's
tell
a
you,
lifestyle,
dude,
bro.
it is no, dude. Oh my god. Oh, dude, it is no. People tell you grow weed to save money from going to the dispensary. Nobody tells you in between those two sentences that this will become
Your
an
life.
obsession.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
worst obsession. You will like literally focus all your time on it.
Yeah, he doesn't like when we make fun of him. But it's really funny because he has these, those little teeny tiny snippers. They're like, I don't know what they're called, but they just got the two little blades on some spring steel. And, dude, it's so funny because he's got his readers down, like, at the end of his nose. And he's sitting like this, and he's got the fucking table to here. And he's just spending hours out there doing his little trimming. And he's just so cute when he does it.
See, Glacier agrees. It's an obsession, and Glacier's a breeder, so
Oh, yeah.
that's an obsession that has not ended. And
Well,
Don't get me into that
that's what
one.
makes good breeders, though, right? It's the obsession,
mm-hmm.
right? I don't have enough time for that obsession, but I'm glad somebody else does, because
I can't tell if you're just trying to sit on her or if you're trying to hump her. But
oh,
he's like, no, don't. He's like, don't, please. She's like, why'd you have to bug me? I was sleeping. Oh, so last time you were on, we were talking about being a firefighter, and you had said that you couldn't have a beard, and I said I don't feel like I could ever go babyface.
and you did for a couple.
You saw those pictures?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, bro.
You
Oh,
posted
bro.
them so much that
I know. People were like, dude, I get on Facebook and bam, there you are. And then a couple hours later, I get on Facebook again, and just bam, there you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll take a break.
You looked a lot different. That's for sure.
Dude.
But kudos to you, because I can't.
Insane.
I can't grow a beard. I get a mustache though.
Huh? Mustaches are nice sometimes.
Yeah.
I thought about just leaving the mustache, but then when I got down to that point and I seen it, and I was just like, I can already hear the comments. But I was
You only have yourself to blame for that, though.
yeah, because if I had left it. But so I decided to just go straight baby face, and I was just like, oh my god, dude, straight time traveled.
Yep. It was kind of shocking.
Very, bro, because
in a good way.
I turned 30 this year, and I looked 12.
Well, I still get carded everywhere I go, so.
Dude almost took my card thinking it was a... No lie, dude thought I had a fake ID.
I had that happen once in Arizona.
My response to him was, so I'm going to go out there and call the non-emergency line and have them send an officer down to verify that that's my ID so that I can have my ID back, because by your policy manual, you have to keep that.
Well, that's when you just whip out the old phone, log on to your MVR, and
Wait, what's an MVR?
Your motor vehicle report. Just you can go log on to I think it's the Department of Transportation, and I think there's like a don't quote me on this because I haven't done it, but I had one in Arizona.
Leo Stone. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good.
Do you know a Leo Stone?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Same here.
What is that a name?
I feel like it's either a strain or maybe a grower or something. Finesse is finesse.
I had to like give it some thought before I said it to make sure like it wasn't one of those like names where it was like Hugh Janus, you know. I had to give it a second because I was like, this could be a setup. This could be a setup. So I was gonna let you say it first and then let me think about it.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. I didn't even think about that.
Can't catch me sleeping.
Can't catch me sleeping.
Nope. But what is it though? Is it a strain though?
I don't know. She's trying to figure it out.
I think we're safe now. Oh, don't hold on. Hold on. It just said, "Are you 18 or older?" and nothing else in the background.
When you're logging into seed banks, they ask that.
I get that. It just like with everything going on, they're just like, "Are you 18 or older?" I was like, "Whoa." That's on you for like actually searching it. I thought we were just got past that setup, the whole setup thing. Whew.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, that's cool.
Go up to the About Us. Or wait, is the Leo... Huh?
So is this a statewide or like a
Oh,
national
it's a strain.
thing?
No, it's a breeder?
Well, hold on a second, because what I just saw, it kind of looked like a list of cultivators.
That's what I thought.
So that's what I was wondering. Is it like a... Looks like kind of like a nationwide thing, like a leafly for...
Yeah, because I follow those two on...
Well, click on the Leo Stone. Okay. See where it takes us. We're on it.
Wait, then is there anything down below?
What happens if you click the arrow back on the Leo Stone? Nothing. This
website's whack. Oh, okay, so they... Oh, whoa. Hold on, go down. Down a little more. Zodi, Draco Z, G-Wag... Draco Z sounds familiar.
Not for me.
Oh, okay. Best breeder in the U.S.
If Steve's watching this, he's like, yeah, bull.
He's like, he hasn't bred against me, man. I'll have to check out some of those strains, though. I just noticed I gotta fix my hair.
Oh, I was like, what do you...
That's bugging me. I could see it all parted and shit in the camera. I get really anal about my hair, but I feel like you understand that.
To a degree, yeah. Yeah. I definitely need to go get another haircut. And
I seriously need to get a haircut. This shit is driving me insane.
yeah. It gets to the point where it's like I do so much during the day. It's like keeping it like that.
Right.
It ends up just kind of looking like a mess at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I always feel like waking up in the morning, getting your hair all ready and everything, sets you off for a good day, you know?
What sets you off is a good 5 a.m. workout.
Very true.
And then you know you can
Look good, feel good,
exactly.
work good.
Yeah.
So what are your plans for 2020? For 2025.
You almost said 2024.
No, I don't know what I was about to say.
The plans are just to keep making progress, making more trips. I gotta make a trip to Helena soon. I gotta make a trip to up to Kalispell again out that way. So just gonna keep showing everybody I'm out here and trying to talk to as many people and trying to get people right on their coverages.
Right.
And so the goal is just to keep going. I've got some plans to attend a lot more events, do a lot more traveling. I definitely feel like it's...
You guys sponsored an event over at The Vibe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
what was that event?
It was a chili cook-off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We try to sponsor them from time to time when we can.
Yeah, it's a great place.
Yeah.
There's actually a seed exchange I'm going to go attend tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
And then Connor's doing a...
Yeah, that canopy.
Yeah, that canopy tasting.
When is that? Is that on Saturday?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Or tomorrow.
It's at 5, I believe. Yeah, it starts at 5 because I can only stay 45 minutes because we started a new show. So originally Montana Minutes was like a news program is what I wanted it to be.
Okay.
That didn't work out. So I wanted to be able to do the Puffin Pass podcast, and then do like a morning show news thing. Didn't work out. So now we got our morning show news thing every morning.
Yeah.
We have the Puffin Pass on Friday. We have 3 Brains on Weed on Saturday morning, and Grow Talks on Saturday night. Grow Talks is where me and Joe will grow a strain, and we go over all the different steps each week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so right now the last episode we did a germination.
Oh, okay.
And
cool.
since we're still like just little sproutlings,
yeah.
We figured we'd cover lighting this week.
Oh, there you go.
Right. And
There you
just go over all the different stages.
Yeah, nice.
And then, so once we finish this one and harvest it, we want to do a can of bonsai.
Oh, okay, where you like shape it. Whatnot.
Yeah, where you
okay.
and grow it out of something, like or
gotcha.
around a rock or something.
That's interesting.
Oh, dude.
So if you like,
Hold on.
does it impact the actual flower at all, or?
So what he's doing on that one is he's defoliating the plant some so that he could tie it up a little more.
Yeah, I see.
But he keeps it in a small pot. Oh, and in that one he has it over rocks, but there's one where he does it on like a skull head.
That's
skull
cool.
head. I don't know why I called it
That's
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do mine out of when we go to do it on the Grow Talks is I'm gonna
Yeah.
grow it out of a skull head.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to send this to my mom so she can give my dad something to do.
He'll love it. He'll have to tune in.
That's cool.
I'm gonna try and get this guy to come on
How long?
Puff and Pass.
How long is it? Like, would that take?
Probably it's about the same amount of time as you would a regular plant. You just keep it small.
Gotcha. And you gotta obviously like trim it up and a lot more than usual.
Yeah. And there's a special method to how you get it to grow around or in that stuff. Yeah, this guy has a book on it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Growing cannabis is it just blows my mind every time I hear somebody talk about it.
It does.
Because there's just so much that goes into it. It's not just like planting some tomatoes.
Wait, hold on. Do you help breeders? Ask Carlos for some of my strains. I gave him a lot of extras and mention that tomorrow. Oh, hell yeah. But he was asking if you cover breeders.
Yeah. Yeah, if they have crops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can give you crop insurance and then coverage on the building that, those might be in, stuff like that. Absolutely. Yeah.
Coverage on the storage area for said seeds after it's bred.
Yeah. Yeah. And I even have stuff so it's called goods in process, which is the actual cannabis plants during the drying and curing stage.
Oh.
And then, you have like regular crop is just going from seed to flower.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have goods in process, which is drying and curing stage, and kind of when you're, making your concentrates, that type of thing. And then you have finished stock, which is stuff ready, packaged and ready for sale.
Oh.
So there's different steps to it, but I can cover that entire spectrum. So, yeah. I'd love to see what you got and see what we can do.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting to
it would be.
See if I can do breeder specific type stuff.
Right.
Cuz as long as it's cannabis related, I don't see why I couldn't.
Right.
So, yeah.
And see, I didn't realize that there was that many different coverage areas throughout the process. I thought it was all just one big coverage.
Nope. Which is nice too because it separates it out. So if one thing happens, you don't have an entire loss of your stuff.
He said he's small. June he gets his cultivation license, so then I get to go big. See, that was my other question. So some of the other guests that I've had on, like Dallas or Brendan back when he worked with Blackbird Rolling, so they need manufacturers numbers in order to do business. So say I want to cover those.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I come to you? Can you cover the general public's grow?
So I know one thing for sure, that in order to cover them on a residence, that they have to be separate from the house. And I think it's like, has to be...
So you can't bundle your house insurance with your grow insurance?
No insurance company covering your home is going to do that, unfortunately.
It was worth a try, guys.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to say no to that. But, like I'll look into the personal side, because, like, it's more oftentimes than not I'm doing commercial side. In commercial lines, but
I just know there's a lot of home growers out there, and
yeah.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I know for sure that it has to be separate from the house.
So like in a shed, so separate from the house, do you just mean like outside the living quarters, so it could be 2 sheds in the backyard?
Yeah, and most of the time it's got like a 50 to 100 feet from the house. Now, it's a good reason for that because, just like so, for instance, if a real estate person has an empty office space, right, and they have building coverage on that office space already, and some type of cannabis business moves into one of those spots. Well, 99.999% of the time, that if you have a total loss at that location, that specific property won't be covered, and a lot of the times the entire property won't be covered because it has that cannabis exposure. So if you have a grow at your house and it catches on fire and it burns your house down, and the pictures show that you have a grow in your basement, you can see where the insurance company is going to say, no. So it's for good reason. I mean,
Yeah.
There's reasons behind everything, but I can't do it if it's in the house for sure.
All right, home growers, I failed you once again.
Maybe
I've
one
tried to
day.
get them extraction artists. I've tried to get them. What was the other one I said? Oh, I tried to get them a rolling company so that they could have all their weed processed into joints. Wouldn't that just be heaven to have your entire homegrown just processed into joints for you?
Yeah.
Like, get with the program, America.
Maybe one
No
day.
Jake from State Farm.
No. Jake from State Farm is going to arrive and leave.
He's going to be like, it's too cloudy in there for me.
Yeah, he's going to be nope.
Glacier's Genetics said, that's good info, thanks. Hey, we're always trying to bring you guys that good info, that education on the cannabis industry.
Absolutely. Love to share it.
Hey, we appreciate it. I'm not going to keep you too late into the night.
What time is it?
It's already 8 o'clock.
Oh,
I know. It feels like we've only been here like 20 minutes.
it really has, yeah.
Real quick, I wanted to touch on how's the bike racing going?
It's slow right now.
Slow right now?
Yeah.
I mean, I understood with the weather. I just wasn't sure if you had done much during the summer while you were traveling, or if you were just focused on the insurance and traveling.
No, I kind of made a promise to myself to really focus on this first, because, once I build up a good customer base and really maintain those good relationships with people, then, here coming up soon in the next few months, I won't have to be grinding so hard. I probably still will, but
Right.
it's also the winter time for me. I took it as
What's up, Paul?
The winter time is the grind time, and because that's can't do much on my bike, but sit. So I just
I feel
decided winter is gonna be my time to grind and buckle down, and then obviously I'm seeing the fruits of that
Right.
labor already starting to come in, so I'm hoping that, like I said, I can maintain that momentum and start to be able to maybe take a week off and be able to go race, that type of thing. So
Well, that'll definitely be nice.
it's all a process.
Do you ride a street bike too?
No. I mean,
He's like, I'm not trying to die.
man, like I plus I don't have another one, so I'll probably get one, and being so close to work, I'll be able to ride. But I don't know. I have this little mantra that I live by, and it's I want to stay alive long enough to see my dreams to come
Right.
to fruition, and if that means not riding in the street with a bunch of cars and whatnot, because I've already been hit and broke my neck and back once.
Yeah, no.
And so, it's just like, I like to save it for the track when there's no cars and I can do 150 and not worry about getting chased by the highway patrol.
Right.
So,
So I don't know if you're really like a part of the biker groups in town, like the Facebook groups or anything, but
I try not to be too
okay, yeah. See,
involved
neither
in-
am I, but I have some friends that are are bikers, and during the summer I'll always see them do their roll call thing when a biker gets hit.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we had the dry spell that went all the way into January, so you seen bikes all over the place all the way up until it started dropping like that.
Oh yeah, I took a ride right before Christmas.
Did anybody notice how biker fatalities dropped? I want to say it was like 100% after October.
Well,
Maybe it was August.
I mean, statistically, there's less bikes.
But with the dry spell, there was the same amount of bikes. They were all still out riding.
So I just think the thing you have to realize is that sometimes people not dying should just be left at that.
Yeah, I know. I just thought it was crazy. I'm just like, why can't it be like that during the summer?
It may not be. It may not have any specific reason.
Right.
It could just be that.
I'm not trying to blame the bikers.
No,
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'm just saying that there's so many variables to an accident, and
Yeah.
you can't control 99% of them.
Right.
So
I just thought it was
sometimes
crazy.
it happens. Sometimes you go a month with awesome no wrecks, but sometimes you go a month with one every day.
Yeah, true.
And it just, just the way the world works sometimes.
It's wild how the world works. Simulation theory. All right, man. I'll let you get going tonight.
Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Do you want to drop your socials or
So,
any kind of information so they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, so we have a Facebook. It's just the Ashman Agency. It's really easy to find. It's gonna be just this logo on the front. So
On his fancy new jacket.
yeah. And then if you also want to call or text me, my phone number is 406-503-2895. And that's my direct line. So if you have any questions, you can always reach me there, and then I can always send you my email from there. But yeah, anybody has any questions outside of this, feel free to shoot me a text or a phone call. I've always got my phone on me, so.
All right.
But other than that, I appreciate you having me on again.
Hey, we
man.
appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, always happy to do it.
Hey, we're always happy to have you. You're a great guest.
I appreciate it, buddy.
All right, man. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning with 3 Brains on Weed. Dallas and Prince hopefully will be here. I mean, they skipped out last week. Missed out on a hell of a good show, too. It was popping.
Well, thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a great night. Stay safe. Stay stoned. Stay warm.